And we'll go from here. All right. So, yesterday you listened to these recordings for dynamic over in NGE. Again, I want to thank you for it. You guys did great reviews. Is everybody there clear on that script for NGE in Illinois? Because it's different than anywhere else.
Yeah, we know about
You're
that.
all clear with that. All right, because with NGE now, basically, when you get a recording in the NGE folder, it's probably just going to be Illinois only.
Okay, that's good to know.
All right, there might be somebody there. They basically shut everything down but Illinois. They opened up Ohio, and there's only maybe one or two teams that are doing Ohio, and I'm going to try to keep those calls away from you. So when you get NGE, of course, listen to the call, but probably 99% of them are going to be Illinois.
Okay.
And when you do the reviews for Illinois, you need to do it just like you did with Dynamic here, where it's not so much the wording and the disclosures, but it's the flow of the script, and you guys did a great job here. Um, you had to make sure that they asked for the permission to proceed. Bless you.
Sorry.
That you needed to that they needed to go through the estimated amounts first, and then ask for permission, and you caught that. You had things here where that they only partially um, explained about staying with the utility. That's excellent. Listening that they weren't providing the utility or the ICC number. Great job. And then over here, you had your notes of the flow. They had asked for this first, or they didn't do this. So it was perfect the way you paid attention to where things needed to be on that NGE flow and when questions needed to be asked. That flow is only there for NGE in Illinois, so keep that in mind. Okay,
Yes.
so NGE, you're probably just going to have Illinois for now, and your reviews are going to be exactly as you did these. In Dropbox, I will be putting, if there's a new team, you'll see the word new. That means I need them 100% listened to because they're new, and if they have a problem, I can be on top of them to correct it, hopefully immediately. If there's a team based on your reviews that there is a problem, then I'll title their next day's recordings with the word problem, and that's going to let you know that you had already found a problem with them and listen for problems.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are doing, again, great job. So that's NGE. Do you have any questions with NGE or the script or anything?
No. Well, I do
Okay.
have a question. I do have a very, very quick question. Are we going to have on Spark kind of the same thing we have on NG Illinois?
I'm
Uh,
sorry, what? Can you speak up a bit?
yeah. Are we going to have the same things we have with NG Illinois? Are we going to have them with Spark in Illinois?
With the same thing, you mean with the flow and having to ask for permission and all that?
Yeah, all of that.
No, no, no.
Okay.
That's just NGE.
Okay. Great.
The Illinois script, there's two Spark campaigns, and the script is exactly the same. Let me open up one up here. Um, Here, let's do New Jersey. I think I have one up actually. Here's one from Massachusetts. It's exactly the same as all the other scripts that we had. The same flow where they got to go and brand themselves. And I might send you these new scripts again. But everyone else is the same as they were. So going back, there's two different Spark campaigns which they're focusing on, and they're going to be moving people out of NGE over to the Spark campaigns. So there's two Spark campaigns. One is the Spark campaign, which was this rate sheet here, if you remember, all the tabs on the bottom. Do you recall this?
Yeah.
Okay. What they're doing, because they have two Spark campaigns. One's the old Spark campaign, where you get the office number, Office 05, Office 24. The numbers are what they'll call the regular Spark campaign. You'll still get those. What they've done is created a new Spark campaign called No Chargebacks.
Call what?
No chargeback, meaning there's no chargebacks. Once they do an enrollment, then they get paid. A lot of times with energy, if you enroll a customer and that customer cancels within 30 days, the client charges back the amount of money that they paid you for it. But a no chargeback campaign means once the enrollment's done, the people get paid. So everybody wants to go do a no chargeback campaign.
Okay.
So what they're doing is moving everyone out of NGE into the new chargeback campaign. But the new chargeback campaign does not include Illinois. It includes all these other states, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. So if you get a review in Spark with the team name is a office number, when I send you a folder, I will add the office. They'll say office like 24. And then I'll put in Spark in the title. That lets you know it's the old campaign. That's going to be Illinois only.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question. So the old campaign will be only with Illinois, so the new rates. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What?
In the old campaign, I mean the old rates we had, they will be only with Illinois now.
The old rates you have are the same, except we got to go through that the rates for the old Spark, for the regular Spark campaign, and the rates for the no chargeback campaign are different.
Okay, yes.
So the way for you to tell which one is which, I'm going to title the folder with the regular campaign, its office, and then some numbers, and then it will say Spark. For the no chargeback campaign, it's office and letters. Let me see if I can get QuickBooks up here.
Yes,
And then I will not, and then, so when I do that, I'll put the office, the letters, and then I'll add S SparkNCB. That stands for Spark No Chargeback. So just from the title that I put on the folder I send you in Dropbox, you will know whether it's a chargeback or the regular campaign.
Okay.
All right, let me get to your here. So over here, as you see, Office 45, which is a number, and it says Spark, that lets you know it's the regular campaign, which moving forward in a couple weeks, it will just be Illinois only. The ones here, which are on the no chargeback, so you got to look at the different rates. It's going to have Office with letters. And I won't put in Spark, I'll put SNCB for Spark No Chargeback.
Okay.
All right, everyone seeing that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what they're doing is a lot of people are moving out of NGE Illinois because of that script. That's a horrible script for NGE with the flow and asking permission and all that. And with Spark in Illinois, they don't have to do that. So they are making that transition. So remember, when you're listening to Spark, would it help if I sent you the scripts for each state with Spark again?
What?
Would it help if I send you the scripts for each state for Spark again?
Yes. Yes, we have them.
Okay. You do have them, right?
What?
Would it help if I sent them again, or you do have them?
We have them. If you want to, you
Okay.
can send them.
No, as long as you have them, then I'm good. So they're making that transition from NGE Illinois over to Spark Illinois, because the Spark Illinois script, you still have to give those three numbers, but you don't have to give your rep ID number. You don't have to do the estimates. You don't have to ask if it's okay. So eventually, everyone will be in the regular campaign for Spark in the state of Illinois only. You're going to get fewer and fewer other states. And the reason why is all the other states from Spark, the regular, have been brought over to that no chargeback campaign, which everyone would rather call in. So that's for every state besides Illinois. There is no Illinois in the no chargeback campaign. None.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So no chargeback means no Illinois also.
What?
Okay. So here are the rate sheets, and they haven't changed rates. When they got new rate sheets, I'll send it. Here's the rate sheet for the old campaign. It just says Spark rates as of 12/6. And these are the Illinois rates that have not changed. All right, which is pretty simple in Illinois for Spark, because all the rates are the same. As you see, the electric only has the one rate. Gas, no matter which one, only has the one rate. So Illinois, you know, it's 9.99 cents per kilowatt and 62 cents per therm on gas, no matter what. All have the monthly service fee of $4.95 and early termination fee. So your rates for Illinois Spark, you already know them. You don't have to deal with figuring what's what. So the no chargeback rate, that's different. Different from the regular. So your no chargeback rate is titled here Spark with NCB. No chargeback. It looks completely different. So make sure you're looking at the right rate sheet with no chargeback. Over here in column G, that's highlighted in yellow, that tells you what state it's in. It doesn't have tabs like the other one. It's just all the other states. So make sure if you're listening in say in this case, Massachusetts, you're looking at the right rates. Here's New Jersey. Here's New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And as you'll notice here, let's say in New Jersey, there's different rates for different utility companies. Like we had trained on all the other states with Spark, it's the same here. So you got to beware of what rate it is. If they're calling in New Jersey in JCPL, as you see that rate is 8.99 cents per kilowatt hour. If they're calling in ACE in New Jersey, that's 12.29 cents per kilowatt hour. So just like you were doing with Spark at the beginning, you have to keep doing with the no chargeback. As you see here now, also with the no chargeback, some campaigns such as ACE, there'll be no monthly service fee, no early termination fee for electric. But in JCPL electric, there's no monthly service fee, but there's a $50 early termination fee. So you gotta pay attention to what the utility is. You should hear that up on the call.
Okay.
All right, I've seen reviews where you have made notes that they gave the wrong rate.
The wrong what?
I've seen reviews where in your notes you've stated that the agent gave the wrong rate of gas or rate of electricity.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've checked those, and the majority of those it was an error because they actually gave the right rate because we listened to and about which utility company it was.
Okay.
So if you're doing a review and the only problem is the wrong rate,
Yeah, that happened because
yeah, it's really no big deal. But if they're, if you see one here and one there, I would say on a general basis, then that might be you. If you're listening to a team and you're finding everyone is providing the wrong rate, then let me know that, and that might be them. I know this is difficult, because again, on the recording, when they ask for the utility bill, hopefully they'll state, is that a PICO bill, a JPL bill, and all that.
Okay.
Hopefully that they'll state that. A lot of times when we noticed that when we were looking into it on whether this issue is the team or not, another way to find out which utility is listen to the account numbers which they give. Let's look at New Jersey again. If they're giving 20 account numbers, as it states here, for PSEG Electric and JCPL Electric, it's 20 digits long. So if you hear 20 digits that the customer's giving you, you know it's either going to be JCPL or PSEG on the electric side. If they're giving you 22 digits, you know it's going to be ACE. So once you figure out the utility, you can figure out what the rates are. So I know that's confusing. These people are probably right, because what they'll do is they'll go into a portal to build the order, and all they have to do is enter the zip code, and it'll tell them what the utility is and what the rate is.
Okay.
So don't pay too much attention to whether they have given the right rate or not, because chances are that they're right, because they aren't going off this. They're going off a portal that makes it really simple.
Okay.
The only thing you got to keep an eye on is the early termination fees, because they're different now with the no chargeback.
Okay. I have a question, Mr. Luis.
Yeah.
Can you send us a document in which we will have the recession period? Because we really don't have those. I mean, we have our knowledge about the recession period comes from
Right.
the. We don't know if those have changed because
Yes. Well, they haven't changed from the scripts, but they're changed, but they're different per state. So I will send you all the scripts for all the states. But the one thing that you'll see here, and it's also with branding, like with Massachusetts, the brand name is Provider Power. It's not Spark. Spark is the parent company, as you'll see in the scripts, which you had. They have the sister company as Verde and Provider Power. So you guys make sure they're branding themselves right, and and again, it's confusing, and I know that. In a couple of your reviews, you said they branded them as Verde, not Spark, but it's Verde.
Okay.
So as you see here, the brand name in Massachusetts, it's Provider Power. Provider Power is all the electric, and that's how you got to brand it. Massachusetts is the only one where the gas is Spark, but you brand yourself based on the electric company. So if you hear Provider Power in the no chargeback campaign, you know that's Massachusetts, because they're the only ones in Massachusetts. So if you hear in the address it's Massachusetts, make sure you hear it's Provider Power.
Yeah.
If you hear when they brand themselves it's Provider Power, make sure that order is in Massachusetts when you listen to what their address is. SparkNCB is the only, they're in Illinois. But Illinois is not part of the no chargeback. So we go back to the regular campaign. For Illinois only, you see the brand name is Spark. So when you're doing the no chargeback, if they say this is Louis with Spark, listen to make sure it's in Illinois.
Okay.
All right. So over back to the no chargeback, it's Provider Power in Massachusetts. New Jersey, it's all Verde Energy, because they go with the electric company. Over here in New York, it's Verde Energy. Ohio is Verde Energy and all that. So with the no chargeback, you should not hear Spark anywhere. And if you hear provider power, that's only in Massachusetts. All right, Massachusetts easy because everybody has the same ETF and monthly service fee for electric over here, and the gas is that. Everyone else, you have to be a little more cautious to what's there, and you should know that.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said in Massachusetts, it's simple because all your electricity in Massachusetts, no matter what utility company, it's $100 early termination fee and 0 monthly service fee.
Yeah.
The only gas they have in Massachusetts has a monthly service fee of $4.95 and 0 ETF. So for monthly service fees and ETFs in Massachusetts, if you hear the provider power, that's simple. It's the other states that you just have to be careful of getting the right early termination fee.
Okay.
There's New York, but not many people are calling in New York. It's mainly New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. So I don't know if it helps you. I can get you the portal link, and I can get you a password into the portal link. So if you hear a zip code, you could just plug in the zip code, and it'll tell you, let's say in Pennsylvania, whether it's Pico or Duquesne, it'll tell you, and it'll also show what the rates and all that are. But for that, you need internet, the connection. It's going to take more time, and I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
All right. So the whole point of this is if they're giving the wrong rate, I wouldn't even worry about that unless you see it's happening a lot.
Okay.
And if you see it's happening a lot, then double check yourself. Make sure that you are correct.
Okay.
All right. If it's just one here, I wouldn't even mark it or worry about it. The only thing is the ETFs you kind of have to look for. Now, in your recordings, are you finding out are they stating what the utility name is? Are they stating Pico or anything like that? When you listen to recordings?
What?
When you listen to recordings, when you say that they missed the early termination fee or whatever with Spark, are you hearing them saying what the utility company is in the call?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay. So when they do that, when you have it, then make sure they're giving the right monthly service fee and ETF. If you don't know what the utility company is, then just assume that they're doing it properly.
Okay.
Because if you don't know what the utility company is, you don't know what the monthly service fee and all that is. Unless you listen into the TPV call, which we don't want you to do. So if you don't know, assume they are doing it right.
Okay.
Because the last thing that you want to do is say that they're doing it wrong, and then we get a hold of that call center and give them the recording and your review, and they say, no, it's right. So again, if you don't know what the utility is, just assume the rates, monthly service fee, and ETFs are doing it are correct.
So it's not necessary that we listen till the TPV when we don't have a utility?
It's not necessary to listen to it. It might, but to get the rates and all that, no.
Okay.
The only time you might want to listen to it, if you remember, there was a time where you found, which you should be listening to every time. But if you are hearing fraud, if you're hearing different voices, that's a problem. If you hear that just by listening to a group, let us know that. And then you might want to listen into the TPV at that point. But other than that, no.
Okay.
All right, so besides me sending you the scripts for the different states, and the scripts will have how they need to brand themselves, whether it's Verde or Spark or Provider Power. Besides the scripts, any questions on the differences between the rate sheets on the regular Spark and the no chargeback?
Okay, not about the difference, but we had a doubt the other day about the recession period of Massachusetts because at first it was 7 days, and we believe they changed it, but we're not sure if it is 7 or 3 days for the regular campaign.
Let's see. Here's Massachusetts script, as it says, the Provider Power Massachusetts,
Yes,
3 business days.
3 business days. Okay, thank you.
So I will send all these scripts out to you, just in case. This one, I believe, hasn't changed either. No, this one hasn't changed since November, so I will send all these out just so you can make sure the state on how to brand themselves and the ETFs.
Okay.
All right, and the only other thing to make sure of, if it's Provider Power, that's the customer service they must give. Let's open up one from Verde. Verde's in Ohio. Here's the script for Ohio. It's exactly the same, except it's Verde Energy. And as you'll see, the Verde Energy has a completely different customer service number. So make sure they're giving the right number,
Okay.
which they usually have, because we spot check your reviews. I now have to listen to recordings also, and I haven't heard that issue at all. And it's usually because the same agents, even though they might be calling in various states, most centers have a agent calling in Ohio with over and over again, where a different agent is calling in Pennsylvania. So just going to keep in mind the whole key with the no chargeback, because the no chargebacks.
I think we lost connection for a second because. Hello?
Yeah,
Can you
and
please,
go where?
repeat maybe the last minute? Yeah, can you please repeat the last minute? I think we have a little connection problem. But it was just for a couple of seconds. But if you
Okay.
repeat the last minute.
I'm saying again with the no chargeback, because it's in of all the other states except Illinois. Keep in mind that they're branding differently. Like in Ohio, they have to brand as Verde Energy. Massachusetts, they had to brand as Provider Power. That's the only one in for Provider Power is Massachusetts. Everyone else is Verde Energy. New York is Verde also. Okay, so make sure that they're giving the right customer service number, because the provider power customer service number is different than Verde Energy. And the way to know, just pay attention at the first three numbers. Provider power, I believe, starts with the numbers 888. And Verde Energy, no matter what state, if it's Verde Energy in Ohio or New York or Pennsylvania, it's the same customer service number, but theirs begins with 800, I believe. So in Massachusetts, just make sure they're given a customer service number beginning with 888. Everywhere else, it's 800. And as you know, with Spark in Illinois, it's different than NGE because it doesn't have all those flows. But in Illinois, even with Spark, they still have to give all three of the customer service numbers. The scripts for Spark are exactly the same except for the utility assistance. But in Illinois, just like with NGE, they have to give all three of the numbers, which are doing great at finding that out. All right, so David, I will send you every script in an email just to make sure everyone has it.
Perfect.
All right, so any questions on the difference rate sheets? That if it doesn't say NCB, this is the regular Spark. And the Excel sheet here says NCB to let you know it's the no chargeback. Any questions on that?
Mr. Louis, I had a little doubt, not really a question. You know that sometimes they make this, the rate, the ETF, and the monthly service fee, let's say NGE Illinois. If they miss one of those ETF, monthly service fee, or rate, well, rate, no, it shouldn't because it's a compliance right away. Let's say they miss the ETF. Will that come as a complaint?
No.
Okay. If they miss like 2 or 3, that's a complaint because they are
If they're missing two or three, that's a coaching opportunity.
Okay.
All right, that's coaching. It's not going to cause them to be fired. It's not going to cause us to have to reach out and cancel that sale.
In Illinois.
In Illinois, if it's just that. Now, with Illinois, the big issue is, are they giving the 3 phone numbers?
Okay.
That's the big issue, especially if they're missing on the ICC number.
Okay.
All right. If you hear them on their script saying promises of saving money, if you remember all those do's and don'ts.
Yes.
Yeah. If you see the do's and don'ts and listen for them, let me open one up. These are the same everywhere. Everywhere, NGE, Illinois, Spark. If you hear them say words like this in their script, that's a problem. You would put yes as a complaint because they promised savings. They said savings up to a certain percentage. So, this would be a problem is their language. Other than that, in Illinois, where we have to cancel that sale and be alert to is, oops. Let's get Illinois. Hold on. Illinois. The 3 phone numbers will get them in trouble. This will get them in trouble. We need to know this. In Illinois, remember, they have to state up to 10 calendar days after the utility company, let's say it's ComEd. Let's say it's ComEd. They have to state up to 10 calendar days after ComEd processes the switch. So the recession time in Illinois is very important, and that's at 10 days.
Okay.
All right. But again, if you're, if they are out of compliance, we need to know. If they're not providing any of this, then we need to know that. But just one job here and there, that's all a coaching opportunity.
Okay.
All right. NGE in like Illinois, that's why some people are leaving it, because with that script, it's when they say things and asking permission and rep ID numbers and all that. All those violations which you had, we have to kill every one of those sales. But with Spark, no.
Okay.
If you're not hearing them give a clear yes or no,
Okay.
that's a problem. And with Illinois, if you hear the TPV call with Illinois, let us know immediately. If they have the TPV portion on the recording in the state of Illinois only, let me know immediately. Because the state of Illinois, if you remember, required that the centers cannot be on the TPV call. Therefore, if they send in a recording of the TPV call, it means they stayed on that call. And that we need to know about so we can let them know stop immediately or else they are going to be fired. Again, that's just in Illinois, and that's everywhere. NGE, Spark, Vista, no matter who, it's a state law. So
Okay.
hopefully you don't hear a TPB. All right, and then do you have any questions on the Dropbox on how we're going to label it to let you know whether it's a Spark no chargeback?
Okay, we have a question
Yep.
about, you said that we shouldn't be that careful with the rates in this time with the Spark in the new campaign, but we have to be more careful about the ETF and MSF. So we're not sure when do we have to make the call as to come back as a complaint.
Well, the thing is, this is a lot and confusing, and we have to get more reviews done in a day. So therefore, I don't want you to waste time researching everything or listening to it twice or whatever. But regarding the rates, if you can tell which utility company it is, let's say they're in New York and they're in Con Ed, and they mentioned it's Con Ed, and you know that,
Okay.
then make sure they're giving the right rate, early termination, and monthly service fee. Because you know what the utility company is. If you're listening to the call and you don't know, and you want to re-listen to it to see if you can find out or figure out by how many account numbers or whatever, don't don't waste your time and do that. Just assume that they're doing it correctly.
Okay.
If you
But
don't know what the utility is. If you do know, check it out. I don't know if you have one person listening to one file, one folder of a team. Let's say there's 8 calls in there. If you have one person listening to all 8 calls, if you find out if in your mind it's one here and one there where they're giving the wrong rate, I would let that
Hello.
go. If you're finding out that everybody's
Hi,
missing the
Mr.
wrong
Louis. Are
rate,
you there?
yeah.
I think we lost the connection.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you able to hear me?
Okay.
yes.
How about now? David, are you able to hear me?
Hello.
Hello? David, are you there?
David or Daniel?
Daniel, David, is anybody there?
Well, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So what I was saying is, as far as the rates, if you know what the utility company is, check it. If you don't know the utility company, assume it's correct.
Okay.
If you have one agent listening to the whole folder of a team, let's say there are 8 recordings in that folder. If you find one rate is different and you're not sure, it's no big deal. If you find they're quoting the wrong rate on every one, then that's something that you need to double check that you are correct first. Because if I see that, I'm going to take it over into that company. So if you see one team folder has a bunch of them, double check yourself to make sure that you are correct.
Okay.
Okay? But other than that, don't spend more time on finding one particular rate on one particular job if you don't know what it is. Because that's our next step, is we got to get more reviews done.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Because we're going to increase you soon, so we got to get it up to speed and smooth. Anybody have any questions?
I have another question. This is centered around the fact that a couple of days ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, we checked a folder that was being reviewed for fraud. We
Uh-huh.
checked the folder. We found out that two agents, passed themselves as customer agent,
Yep.
and they interchanged. I saw recently another folder with the same two agents, and I was wondering. I didn't report that at the moment. I think I report another one that was
Mhm.
exactly the same. But I wanted to ask, should we report that if it happens again?
Yes, if you hear fraud, not just report it, but send me an email through Discord with the office team, the date, the number, and I will get on that recording immediately.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we find that stuff, that makes us look good.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you guys did a great job on that. Unbelievable job on that.
Thank you.
What pisses me off is the client brought them back and put them on another campaign, which we're about to bust them again. That was the dynamic team. So yeah, and they brought them back. So whatever.
Well, we'll do our best.
No, you guys are doing great. You guys are doing absolutely great. And again, I do know there's changes and all that stuff, and You know, it's confusing, but you guys, your learning curves are great. Very, very happy and pleased. In fact, I think David should go and buy pizza for like everybody.
What?
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, right, right. David needs to go buy pizza for everybody.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah, that could happen.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
There you go. And then send me the bill. All right, so I appreciate everyone's time. I appreciate your discords and asking for the part 1 or 2 of the other jobs, of the other sales. I get them and I listen to them myself, so I don't have to bother you to stop what you're doing. And that's it. The only thing I ask is try to figure out a way to get the number of recordings up. And then once we get that going, we'll just be increasing in size and systems and all that.
Yeah.
All right, but definitely get the Spark no charge back down because more and more teams are coming over on that.
Okay.
And when we get a new team dialing, as I said, in the Dropbox, I'm going to label this in front of like here with Office K. I'm going to label it as new, meaning it's a new team. And you got to put a priority on that to make sure you listen to it as quickly as possible. So if we have problems, we can find out and get with that center and before they cause more problems. And then, as I said, based on your reviews, I will label these, whether it's the Spark regular or the Spark no chargeback. If it's a problem center where you have found a problem, I will put the word problem in front to let you know, listen closely because you've already figured out there's a problem there. We addressed it with them and hopefully it stops. All right, so look for the word new or problem in front, make those priorities. Notice again, to repeat, the no chargeback campaign, which will be everything but, there will be everything but Illinois, will have an office letter and SNCB for Spark no chargeback. The regular Spark, which will eventually only be Illinois, will have an office number and will say the word Spark.
Okay.
Okay, and if you fall behind, if I can ask, grab a folder like Office 45 has been sitting here for a few days. If you're falling in behind, grab a day of one center, grab a day of another, so we're reviewing as many centers as possible. But I think if we start adding new there, the word new, getting your priority to listen to it, that'll probably help with all that. All right?
All right.
Great.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. And then, you know, David, maybe we could set up a meeting, maybe once, a quick little Skype once every week or every 2 weeks so we can go over the changes that Dark Star has, gone over problems we have seen with certain groups to keep an eye out for.
Yeah. We are
Go over any questions or concerns that you people have, you know, with the rates and all that. So, plus it's actually enjoyable talking to everybody. So maybe we could set that up on a set morning, on a set day and time. Just a quick hello.
Let's do it in the morning. Mornings are always better.
Okay,
Perfect.
well, all right, we will talk. We'll figure out a day, and we'll go from there.
Perfect.
All right. Does everybody have enough recordings for this afternoon?
We're on the Spark team. We're about to finish, and about the NG team. Let me ask them. Eva, ¿cómo está el de grabación en NG?
They were needing more Spark.
Yes,
I
we have
think
like 3 calls from Spark. We are almost done with Spark.
On NG
Okay.
we're great, but we could use some Spark.
Okay, because I'm looking in the Spark. You've got all these still. Are they listened to?
What?
What?
I'm in your new Spark folder. We have one in there.
Maybe
We've got
maybe
one in there, and we've got all these here.
I think they need to be moved.
Have these been listened to?
Yes, we're all here.
Yes, the let me just check right away. Don't close the screen. I have the Excel spreadsheet here.
All right, let me try to get you some more Spark, all right? I
Okay.
got to get on a call in 5 minutes, and then I got to get out of here in an hour. So give me a little bit of time, and I'll get some more Spark in there, all right?
All right, we'll double check the folders just to make
And
sure.
it'll probably be the Spark no chargebacks, because there's a bunch of teams that are just being brought over into that. So listen to as many as possible from the no chargebacks, all right?
All right.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll get that over in a little bit, and then we'll talk again soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you later, Mr. Lu.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.